All right, strap yourselves in, because today we are going deep, deep, deep into, well, this is going to be a wild one.
Oh, I love it when you tease me like this.
Oh, stop. You know you love it.
Okay, you got me. Tell me more.
We're going deep on Minions, but also religion.
Minions and religion. Now that's an interesting combo.
You got that right. Get ready to have your mind blown wide open. We're going to see those little yellow guys in a whole new light.
A new light, you say? I'm intrigued. Tell me, what kind of light are we talking about?
Well, when you sent me this research paper, I got to admit, I thought you were messing with me.
Of course you did. I live for these moments.
Yeah, you do.
So spill it already. What's this paper all about?
All right. It's called The Religious Significance and Correlation Between the Minions from Despicable Me and Christianity.
The Minions and Christianity. You really do know how to pick them.
Well, it was written by the Strange Serenity staff, and the basic premise is that these seemingly simple characters.
Simple. They're anything but simple.
Okay, fair enough. But they actually embody, like, elements of Christian theology.
Now that's a deep dive I can get behind. Those little yellow guys, theological giants. I'm all ears.
I know, right? I mean, on the surface, the Minions seem like they're all about chaos, mischief, and, of course, bananas.
Oh, don't forget the babbling. That nonsensical language of theirs, it's pure gold.
That's true. But if we look a little closer, we can see how some of their, like, seemingly simple characteristics actually align with some pretty core Christian principles.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. I'm ready to be convinced. Show me the theological side of these little rascals.
Okay, so let's start with their defining trait, right? I mean, their unwavering devotion to Gru, like they would follow him to the ends of the earth, even if it meant walking straight into a volcano.
Now that you mention it, they do have a penchant for self-sacrifice, don't they? Always getting blown up, flattened, or launched into the stratosphere. All in the name of Gru.
Right. It's like they're the ultimate fan club, except their celebrity is a reformed supervillain.
Exactly, and that unwavering loyalty, that's where the connection to Christianity begins to emerge.
Go on, I'm listening.
So the paper argues that the Minion's servitude, it actually mirrors the Christian concept of serving a higher purpose, even when we don't fully grasp the reasons behind it.
So even though Gru's plans are often, shall we say, morally ambiguous, the Minions never waver in their dedication.
Yeah, they're like little yellow embodiments of, well, blind faith.
Blind faith might be a bit strong, but there's definitely a parallel there, right? To the idea of trusting in God's plan, even when his will seems, I don't know, mysterious or even contradictory to our own desires.
That's a good point. It makes you wonder about the nature of faith and whether a certain degree of blind trust is necessary for any truly meaningful relationship.
Whoa, now that's deep. You're saying that by following Gru, even into ridiculous situations, the Minions are kind of like a mini parable for how we should approach our own faith.
It's one way to interpret it. The paper emphasizes how their servitude, despite not always understanding Gru's grand scheme, it highlights the beauty of surrendering to something bigger than yourself.
Okay, I'm starting to see it, but I mean, they're also kind of incompetent sometimes, right? Like they mean well, but often they mess things up spectacularly.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, their antics are a huge part of their charm.
Yeah.
And actually, that ties into another really interesting theological point.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more.
It all comes down to their childlike innocence. Do you remember that scene in Despicable Me where they turn Gru's high-tech lab into a giant inflatable bounce house?
How could I forget? It was pure chaotic bliss.
Exactly, and that's where this connection to Christianity, it gets even deeper. The paper actually quotes Matthew 18.3, where Jesus says, "Truly, I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven."
So you're saying those little yellow troublemakers are actually embodying a key Christian virtue?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed.
It's all about their purity of heart, their unadulterated joy. Even when they're causing complete mayhem, they just don't have that cynicism or baggage that we adults often carry.
It's funny. I never thought of the Minions as being particularly deep, but the more we talk about this, the more I see there's a surprising level of, like, complexity to their characters. Like those creators snuck in a whole layer of meaning that most people wouldn't even notice.
That's what I find so brilliant about it, and we're just scratching the surface. Wait till we get to the part about Gru's redemption and how the Minions play a crucial role.
Ooh, you're killing me with the suspense. Don't leave me hanging. Tell me more about this redemption business. How do those little guys factor into all of that?
Patience, my dear. All good things in time. We'll get there. But first, let's take a closer look at this concept of childlike innocence and how it relates to the Minion's overall appeal.
Okay, okay, you win. Lead the way.
Yeah. All right. So the papal argues that the Minion's childlike wonder and their lack of malice are are key to why audiences find them so endearing. It taps into our own longing for that kind of pure, unburdened joy.
And how does that tie back to Christianity?
Well, Christianity places a high value on purity of heart, humility, and seeing the world with a sense of wonder.
Right.
And the Minions, they embody those qualities, even when they're, launching themselves out of cannons or accidentally setting things on fire.
So even though they might not be consciously aware of any like deeper theological implications, they're sort of acting them out through their antics.
Precisely. It's like they're living parables, demonstrating the power of innocence and joy, even in the most absurd situations. And that's something that resonates deeply with the Christian message of redemption and finding grace in unexpected places.
Okay, you've officially blown my mind. I never thought I'd be having such a deep conversation about minions, but
Yeah.
but here we are.
I told you it'd be an interesting ride, and we're just getting started.
All right, I can't wait to hear what else you've got up your sleeve. Let's dive deeper into this whole redemption thing. What exactly do these little guys have to do with Gru's transformation?
Well, let's start with how Gru himself embodies the concept of redemption. He begins as a full-blown villain, someone who defines himself by his bad deeds.
Don't forget the freeze ray.
Of course, the freeze ray, but then something remarkable happens. He undergoes a transformation, a shift from villainy to, well, fatherhood. And the Minions are right there with him through it all.
Intriguing. Tell me more.
What's fascinating is how the paper highlights the Minions' role in this transformation.
Yeah.
It's not just that they support Gru unconditionally. It's that their very presence embodies a kind of innocent love, the kind of love that, according to the paper, can inspire change and growth.
Wait, so you're saying those little yellow guys are like tiny agents of redemption that they somehow help nudge Gru toward the light?
That's exactly what the paper suggests, and it's not such a far-fetched idea. After all, they're the ones who bring laughter and joy into his life, even when he's at his grumpiest.
You've definitely given me a lot to think about. This is way more than just a surface level look at these characters.
That's the beauty of a good deep dive, isn't it? We uncover hidden depths and make surprising connections.
You certainly have a knack for it. I'm hooked. Tell me, how does this innocent love that the minions embody actually contribute to Gru's redemption? I mean, how do they inspire him to change?
Well, think about it this way. Gru. At the start, he's completely focused on himself, on his schemes, on proving he's the best villain. He's walled off from genuine connection.
Right, right. He's got that whole evil genius with a heart of ice thing going on.
Exactly, but then these little bundles of pure joy come bouncing into his life,
Yeah.
demanding attention, affection, and of course bananas. They don't care about his evil plots. They just want to play and make him laugh.
It's like they chip away at that icy exterior without even trying, just by being their goofy, lovable
Right.
self.
Precisely. And the paper suggests this is key to understanding Gru's transformation. It's through their innocent love, their unconditional acceptance that he starts to open up to let down his guard.
Okay, okay. I'm seeing how this connects to the whole redemption idea. In Christian theology, redemption often involves letting go of ego, of self-centeredness, and embracing love and compassion.
Exactly. And the Minions in their own chaotic way embody those qualities. They don't judge Gru for his past. They just love him for who he is.
It's like they offer him a glimpse of a different way of being, a way that's not based on fear, power, or proving himself to the world.
And that's incredibly powerful. The paper even draws a parallel between the Minion's role and the Christian understanding of Christ as a figure who brings redemption through love and sacrifice.
Whoa, whoa, that's a pretty heavy comparison. Are
Hmm.
are you saying the minions are like mini messiahs running around in overalls?
Not exactly, but the paper argues there's a similar dynamic at play. It's through their selfless devotion, their unwavering belief in Gru's potential for good that
Yeah.
that he's ultimately able to break free from his villainous ways.
It's amazing how we started this conversation talking about how cute the minions are, but But we've uncovered some really profound ideas about faith, love, and redemption. It's making me see those little guys in a whole new light.
I'm glad to hear that it's a testament to the power of storytelling and how even seemingly simple characters can carry profound messages.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked about servitude and innocence as key themes in this Minion's religion connection. What what other Christian virtues does the paper explore?
Well, it dives deep into the classic trio: faith, hope, and charity. We've already touched on faith through their devotion to Gru.
Right. They believe in him even when his plans are completely bonkers.
Exactly, but their faith goes beyond just trusting in Gru. It's also a faith in the inherent goodness of the world, a belief that things will work out even when everything seems to be going wrong.
I mean, they do have an almost supernatural ability to bounce back from disaster. No matter how badly things go, they always end up on their feet, giggling and ready for the next adventure.
And that ties directly into the virtue of hope. The paper argues that the Minions they embody this Christian ideal of unwavering optimism, this belief that even in the darkest of times, light will eventually prevail.
Okay. So they got faith and hope down pat. What about charity? They're not exactly known for their selflessness, are they? I mean, they do cause quite a bit of chaos wherever they go.
That's true. They're not always the most well-behaved bunch, but if we look closer, we can see how their actions often demonstrate a surprising amount of love and compassion.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me an example here. I'm struggling to see those little mischief makers as embodiments of charity.
Well, think about their relationship with Gru. They're constantly putting themselves in harm's way to protect him, to help him achieve his goals, even when those goals involve, shrinking the moon.
Okay, that's true. They are fiercely loyal to their leader, even if he does lead them into some pretty crazy situation.
Exactly. And that loyalty stems from a place of love, They care about Gru deeply, and they're willing to sacrifice their own comfort and safety to ensure his well-being.
So their devotion to Gru isn't just uh, about blind obedience. It's about a deeper sense of love and selflessness.
Precisely. And that's where the connection to charity becomes clear. In Christian teachings, charity isn't just about giving money to the poor. It's about a more expansive love that extends to everyone, even those who might not seem deserving of it.
Hmm. I never thought about it that way, but I can see how the minions in their own chaotic and often hilarious way embody that kind of unconditional love.
It's not always pretty or conventional, but it's definitely there, and the paper suggests that this is a key part of their appeal. We're drawn to their innocence, their joy, and their capacity for love, even in the face of absurdity.
You're making me want to rewatch all the Despicable Me movies
Yeah.
with this new perspective. I bet I'll notice all sorts of details I missed before.
I highly recommend it. You might be surprised at how much depth there is to those little yellow guys.
So we've covered faith, hope, and charity. Is that it? Have we exhausted the theological depths of the minions?
Not quite. The paper also delves into the idea of the Minions as a kind of modern day parable, a story that uses humor and seemingly simple characters to convey profound truths.
Ooh, I like that. So it's not just that they embody these Christian virtues. It's that they act them out in a way that's both entertaining and thought provoking.
Exactly, and that makes them incredible effective as vehicles for exploring complex ideas. We
Hmm.
might not expect to find deep theological insights in a movie about a supervillain and his army of banana loving minions, but that's precisely what makes it so brilliant.
It's like they're sneaking in a dose of spirituality under the guise of slapstick comedy, and
Yeah.
and it works. We're laughing, we're entertained, and without even realizing it, we're absorbing these deeper messages.
And those messages, even if we don't consciously recognize them, can have a profound impact on how we view the world ourselves.
You've given me a lot to chew on. This whole Minions religion connection is way more fascinating than I ever imagined.
I told you you'd be surprised, and we're just scratching the surface.
Okay, before you lead me down another rabbit hole of theological insights, let's take a quick breather. I need a moment to process all this minion wisdom. When we come back, I want to hear more about this idea of the minions as modern day parables. What the specific lessons can we learn from those little guys?
I'm happy to oblige, but perhaps over a glass of something bubbly. I hear you have excellent taste in champagne.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break and I'll pop open a bottle of something something special. We can toast to the profound wisdom of the minions. That champagne hit the spot, all right. Back to those little yellow theologians in overalls, the minions.
The more we delve into this, the more fascinating it becomes. They really do present a unique theological puzzle, don't they?
Right. Okay. So before the break, we were talking about the minions as modern day parables.
Parables. Oh, absolutely. They're like little morality plays wrapped in denim overalls.
Exactly. But what kind of lessons are we talking about here? What can we actually learn from these little guys?
Well, it's all about the way they demonstrate these profound truths, you know, faith, hope, charity, but through their actions rather than, explicit teachings or sermons.
It's like those medieval morality plays. But with more slapstick and gibberish.
Exactly. And just like those plays, the minions offer us a chance to reflect on our own lives,
Yeah.
our own values.
Okay. Give me a concrete example.
Yeah.
What specific lesson could we take away from these little guys?
Well, take their unwavering optimism, for instance. No matter what obstacles they face, exploding labs, angry villains, a shortage of bananas, they never lose their sense of hope.
It's true. They're like little yellow rubber balls, always bouncing back from adversity.
And that resilience, that unwavering belief that things will work out in the end. It's a powerful reminder for all of us.
Especially in a world that can often feel pretty bleak. Their relentless cheerfulness, almost contagious.
Almost. I'd say it's downright infectious, Just looking at them, it makes me smile.
Me too. And
Yeah.
That brings us to another important lesson they embody, the power of laughter and joy.
Ah, yes, the Minion's greatest weapons against the forces of gloom and despair.
They take their work seriously,
Huh.
whether it's building a rocket or serving up a tray of evil Minion cookies, but
Yeah.
but they never forget to have fun along the way.
And that playfulness, that ability to find joy even in the midst of chaos. It's something we could all learn from. It's a reminder that life isn't just about achieving goals. It's also about savoring the journey, embracing the absurdity of it all.
You make a compelling case. It's like their silliness is a form of wisdom in itself.
And a highly effective one, I might add. After all, who can resist a minion in a banana costume?
Definitely not me. So we've talked about hope, joy, even redemption. Any other nuggets of wisdom those little yellow guys have to offer.
Well, the paper also highlights their unwavering loyalty, their fierce devotion to those they care about.
Ah, yes, their love for Gru, even when he's being, shall we say, less than lovable.
Yeah. Exactly, and that unconditional love, that willingness to stand by someone, even when they're at their worst. It's a powerful testament to the strength of true connection.
It's a reminder that love isn't always about grand gestures or perfect behavior. It's about showing up, offering support and believing in someone's potential, even when they don't see it themselves.
You put it beautifully, and it's a lesson that transcends any specific religion or belief system. It's about the fundamental human need for connection, for belonging, for knowing that we're not alone in this crazy world.
It's funny. We started this deep dive talking about the religious significance of Minions, but it feels like we've stumbled upon something much bigger, something that speaks to the core of what it means to be human.
I'd say that's the mark of a truly, truly great parable when it transcends its specific context and offers universal insights that resonate with all of us.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this surprisingly insightful exploration of minions and their unexpected death, I have one final question for you and for our listeners.
Oh.
What if we all embraced a little more minion energy in our lives, a little more laughter, a little more hope, a little more banana fueled chaos?
I can't think of a more delightful prescription for navigating the complexities of modern life. A little silliness, a lot of love, and a healthy dose of banana obsession. Sounds like a recipe for a truly fulfilling existence to me.
Well said. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the profound wisdom of those little yellow mischief makers. Until next time, keep on babbling, keep on giggling, and keep on believing in the power of bananas.